Hello students, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whichever time you are listening to this video. I hope that you are doing well. I am also doing very well. I hope that your preparation is going good and you are preparing your exams with a lot of interest, lot of commitment, right? So always have the same level of commitment and definitely you are going to become ACCA one day. Okay, so chalo. So let us continue with our next chapter, chapter number 3 of our free revision lecture series. So guys, I'm doing this video only for those students who have already completed once you're reading and you want to just revise the topics. Only for them this video is. Now if you want to learn very detailedly, these are not the video, these are only revision videos, so we are going little bit fast only for revision. Why? Because since this is a theoretical subject, you are not going to open your books and read, right? So you start listening to these videos, repeat the words along with me, so that definitely it is going to lot of benefit, give a lot of benefit to you. And for those students who cannot afford revision lectures, why? Because revision lectures are very costly in the outside market. For those students, this is going to become very, very helpful. So, chalo, let us begin our revision. Right, students, successfully we have completed our chapter number 2 and now we are going to discuss our chapter number 3, revision of chapter number 3. Once again, I am reiterating my words. Please listen the previous videos, chapter number 1, chapter number 2 and only then come to chapter number 3. Now, if you have any doubts, please mention me in the comment box or directly you can text me to this number. Okay, so you can call or you can directly text WhatsApp or anything, WhatsApp or Telegram, anything, you can contact this number. I would recommend to text in the WhatsApp, okay, so that I'll definitely respond to your queries. We are also having a group. We are also having a group for which I'll be mentioning that group details in the first comment. Okay, so our WhatsApp group is also there. To be very, very genuine, in that WhatsApp group right now, nobody is there. If you will come, you will be the second or the third person in that group. Okay, so please come. Nobody is there. You can get one-to-one mentoring if crowd increases in the future. So one-to-one mentoring may not be personally possible, but still I'll try my best. Okay, for that you need to encourage me by joining my WhatsApp group. Okay, and notes for chapter number 3 I'm going to pin as a first comment of this video. Okay, so you can download it. So once again, I repeat the same thing. Download these PDFs, take a printout, take a printout, and then read it physically. Okay, I will not recommend to have a PDF in your laptop or your mobile. Why? Because definitely it is going to create a lot of distraction. Okay, chalo. So with these small tips, let us continue with our discussion about this chapter, chapter number 3. Now, please try to understand this chapter from the point of view of organization. Okay, from the point of view of a company. Then you will understand better. So chapter number 2 में भी मैं वही कहा था, chapter number 1 में भी मैं वही कहा था. So जितना आप कंपनी के तरफ से सोचेंगे उतना आपको ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आएगा और you can relate these topics to the situations. Okay, चलो. So in this chapter, we are going to primarily focus on the culture, organizational culture. Okay. So let me tell you what is called as a culture. See, as you know that organization culture का भूल जाओ तो पहले ये सोचो कि क्या हमारे एक कल्चर है, जैसे कि हम इंसान हैं, इंसान का कुछ कल्चर होता है. Yes, definitely we have multiple cultures based upon our geographical locations. We are having very distinctive cultures among ourselves, right? So in Maharashtra there may be a type of culture, in Andhra Pradesh there may be a type of culture, in Delhi there may be a type of culture, Rajasthan there may be a different type of culture, Kerala there may be a different type of culture, and so on. Okay, now what does this culture called as? Now as humans we are having a culture. See, human culture matlab, what is called as a culture? Culture is nothing but different types of values and different type of norms that we are having in our society. Why? Because see, man is a social animal, isn't it? Now in a society, in a society, in order to move socially, whatever the values we are having, whatever the traditions we are having, whatever the what we say customs we are having, beliefs we are having, okay, those are called as our cultural system. Okay, that is through this cultural system only we can interact with the other person, we can respect the other person, and we can sustain in the society. Otherwise societies are not going to become sustainable. Societies are not sustainable, then state and nation as a whole will not become sustainable. Okay, I will understood this. Now you can please correlate this how important the culture is. Okay. Now, the same concept that I told you about the culture of the humans in different geographical location, please try to convert this into the culture of a business organization. Okay. Now see, business organization, every business organization is built upon certain values, built upon certain norms, is having different distinctive cultures. क्योंकि दो बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कई किसी भी दो बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर सेम काम भी हो रहा है ना, वहां का कल्चर डिफरेंट रहेगा. No doubt in that, no doubt in that. If I am also manufacturing laptops, you are also manufacturing laptops, same to same, everything is same. All the components are same, technology is same, everything, but there will be a difference in one thing called as corporate culture. That is the importance of corporate culture. Okay. Now, so, what is corporate culture? So, corporate culture is nothing but here again the values, norms, culture, different type of belief systems that we have in our society. Now, if the same thing happens in a business organization, then it can be called as a organization culture, right? For example, say some business organizations may have a culture of respecting all the religious beliefs. So, different people, matlab, those companies which are having diverse workforce may employ a different type of cultural practices based upon the employees based upon the interest of the employees, isn't it? Now some organizations may be specifically working towards a particular culture. Okay, have you all understood this? So this is the meaning of what culture. Okay, okay. So what is called as culture? Culture is nothing but a collection of values or the norms विच आर शेयर्ड अमोंग द पीपल. वाई? बिकॉज कल्चर डेवलप कौन करता है? एम्प्लॉयज करते हैं. ऐसा सी कल्चर ऐसा कोई मशीन नहीं है, कोई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है कि खरीद के लाओ कंपनी में इंस्टॉल कर दो, ऐसा नहीं होता है. सो दीज कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट्स हैज टू बी बिल्ट अप बाय whom? बाय द पीपल. मतलब इट मे बी a single person, it may be among the groups of persons, isn't it? Now this need to be interacted with each other. मतलब मेरा कल्चर, मेरा जो बिलीफ सिस्टम है, मैं जो कुछ सिस्टम नॉर्म्स फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, वो दूसरे आदमी को मैं कम्युनिकेट करना चाहिए मुझे, और दूसरों को मुझे भी कम्युनिकेट करना चाहिए, है ना? दैट इज हाउ वी सोशली मूव इनसाइड ए बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, है ना? So this is called as the concept of corporate culture. Now let us try to understand what are the components of the corporate culture. Corporate culture में क्या क्या components होता है? एक होता है set of norms of a behavior, and then symbols and symbolic actions, and then we have a set of shared values among the organization. Okay, जो a behavior system होता है and symbolic actions होता है ना, so this will try to create a corporate culture which has to be shared among the employees. ओके, सो पहले ये डिस्कस करते हैं कि ये नॉर्म्स और बिहेवियर होता क्या है. देखो, नॉर्म्स और बिहेवियर इज नथिंग बट it is the rules and regulations that has been kept inside by a company. For example, say the company may be having a rule saying that you wear a formal dress, which is may be common for everyone, isn't it? Why? Because the culture of that company may be saying that you may be of any background, rich, poor, anybody, come in a single costume, I mean single common costume, isn't it? So in that company, employees, managers, even the directors will come in that dress. So that is how they maintain the equality. Understood everyone? This concept everyone understood. ठीक है बेटा? Similarly, second one is called as symbols or symbolic actions. For example, say performing the rituals of different religious people inside the organization. जैसे कि जब दिवाली आता है, कुछ स्वीट्स बांटते हैं और बोनस देते हैं. ओके, जब पोंगल आता है, जो बाहर जो कुछ पोंगल का जो कुछ रस्म होता है ना, कंपनी के जो ग्राउंड्स होते हैं वहां पे करते हैं. गणेश चतुर्थी आता है तो गणेश मंडप लगा के गणेश मूर्ति लेके आके पूजा करते हैं. क्रिसमस होता है तो जो क्रिसमस ट्री लगाते हैं कंपनी में. Isn't it? These are nothing but the symbolic actions by which the culture of that entire organization is protected. Okay, like here, the example that I mentioned here is rituals such as buying office a cake on your birthday. Now this is very common that on your birthday office only will purchase a cake and do the celebrations for 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, and later they will cut from the salary. I was just joking, huh? Don't worry, I was just joking about this. ठीक है. Next. So this will help in creating what? Shared values among the employees. Okay. What are they? Norms that guide the people's behavior, and then the symbols or the symbolic actions. Okay. So symbolic actions or and the norms that guide the people's behavior. Matlab simply rules and regulations and symbolic actions of the organization will try to tell about your corporate culture inside your business. Next. Factors that shape the culture. Okay. कौन सा factors ये कल्चर के ऊपर असर दिखाता है. फर्स्ट वन इज साइज. हियर साइज इज नथिंग बट द नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु आर वर्किंग इनसाइड ए कंपनी. Okay, how big is your company, how large production you are doing, how much turnover you are doing. Okay, this will also impact the culture. Why? Because बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होता है ना, कल्चर को मेंटेन करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है. छोटा कंपनी में तो ठीक है, कंट्रोल रहता है एम्प्लॉयज के ऊपर, उनका बिहेवियर के ऊपर. बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ये बहुत मुश्किल काम होता है. नेक्स्ट वन, टेक्नोलॉजी. Okay, now technology, will it also influence the culture? Yes, why not? Okay, so having the updated people, having updated machinery, having updated production process, it may be the culture of your business. है ना. So वहां पे employees जो होते हैं ना, they will be very very fast. Okay, so it is as good as a government school and a private school. In private school you see the kids are really smart as compared to the government school, isn't it? Why? Because वहां पे जो environment होता है ना, that also is going to impact the children education. Similarly, technology usage, a company which is using technology, a company which doesn't use the technology, there will be difference in the culture. Okay, and then diversity. Diversity is nothing but how diverse is your workforce. Okay, and then age is nothing but the combination of the younger generation, the middle generation and the older generation. Next, कमिंग टू हिस्ट्री. हिस्ट्री का मतलब ये होता है कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ डिसीजंस द कंपनी हैव डन इन द पास्ट, व्हाट लर्निंग्स दैट दे हैव मेड. दिस इज आल्सो गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट योर कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर. ओके, अगर लास्ट ईयर में कुछ चीज किए थे जो बुरा था, सो अब तो सुधरना चाहिए, नहीं तो तुम्हारा कल्चर कैसे सुधरेगा भाई. Understood. And the second one is ownership. So ownership also plays a very important role in culture. क्योंकि in case of sole proprietor firms, in case of partnership firms, you see that the culture of the individual is communicated. Whereas coming to big organization, individual's culture is not communicated. Whatever the culture is required is developed inside the company. है ना. अगर ज्यादा कंट्रोल रहेगा तो मेरा कल्चर में अडॉप्ट करने के लिए कहूंगा. अगर बिगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होगा तो मेरा कल्चर नहीं चलेगा वहां पे. जो अच्छा प्रैक्टिसेस है, जो अच्छा कल्चर लेके आना है, उसको इंस्टॉल करना ही पड़ेगा कंपनी में. आई मीन अडॉप्ट करना ही पड़ेगा. तो ओनरशिप भी मैटर करता है तुम्हारा कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर को इन्फ्लुएंस करने के लिए. ठीक है बेटा. द फर्स्ट वन इज साइज, टेक्नोलॉजी, डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ द वर्कफोर्स, एज ऑफ द वर्कफोर्स, हिस्ट्री मतलब पास्ट एक्शंस दैट हैज बीन डन, एंड देन द ओनरशिप एक्शंस. ठीक है. Next one, the other influences on the culture. Nothing but what are the other factors that is going to influence your corporate culture? The first one is degree of individual initiative, whether you are encouraged inside the company to do the decision making or not. The degree of risk tolerance. So sometimes managers may follow the low risk strategies. Some managers may follow high risk strategies. Isn't it? That also will influence the culture of the business. Next, clarity of direction. जैसे हम बोलते हैं top of the tone of the top level management should play a very very important role. If tone of the top level management is not good, there is no clarity with the top level management, what the other managers will do? Culture बिगड़ जाएगा वहाँ पे. द डिग्री ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन बिटवीन द ग्रुप्स. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट जो होता है उनके अंदर कनेक्शन कैसे होता है, वो भी डिसाइड करता है कि कंपनी में कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर कैसा है. एंड नेक्स्ट, रिवार्ड सिस्टम, हाउ द रिवार्ड सिस्टम इज वर्किंग इनसाइड द कंपनी. ओके, फॉर लोअर लेवल एम्प्लॉयज, मिडिल लेवल एंड हायर लेवल एम्प्लॉयज. And next, conflict tolerance. Conflict tolerance is nothing but how the conflicts are happening, what are the reasons, how it is being resolved. Okay, how the grievances are handled. For example, one employee is complaining on another employee, and that complaint is revealed to everyone. What, what the hell it is, isn't it? You can't reveal the complaint that has been given by one employee to the other employee on whom against it has been given. ये कल्चरल स्पिरिट को खराब कर देता है. सो कोई ग्रीवियंसेस ही नहीं कहेगा इन दैट केस, कोई ग्रीवियंसेस ही नहीं बोलेगा मैनेजर को. नेक्स्ट, कम्युनिकेशन पैटर्न्स. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि कम्युनिकेशन आप लोग कैसे करते हो. मतलब आर यू हैविंग द एक्सेस टू द हायर लेवल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. कुछ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में हायर लेवल मैनेजमेंट को कंप्लेन कर सकते हो, कुछ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बस तुम्हारा इमीडिएट बॉस को कंप्लेन कर सकते हो। अगर इमीडिएट बॉस तुम्हारा सुनता नहीं तो योर कंप्लेंट इज नॉट एट ऑल गोइंग अप, ऊपर को कोई जानता ही नहीं है कि प्रॉब्लम है करके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, है ना बेटा? So these are the other factors that is influencing the corporate culture. Next, writers on culture मतलब different writers have given different theories on the concept of this corporate culture. You need to remember these words बेटा. So business and technology में जो authors का names होता है, जो various management themes theories दिए हैं, उनका नाम compulsory याद रखना ही पड़ता है. Okay. The first one that we are going to discuss is the Skene. Okay. So Skene Skane has given one theory of corporate culture. Okay, he's saying that द फर्स्ट लीडर्स ऑफ द कंपनी, मतलब जब कंपनी नया नया हुआ होगा, अभी तो बड़ा हो गया, लेकिन पहले जब नया कंपनी हुआ होगा, जो फर्स्ट लीडर्स होते हैं ना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, दे डेवलप ए कल्चर एंड अदर्स दे विल बी फॉलोइंग इट। मतलब उनके बाद जो भी लीडर्स आता है ना, वो उनका बॉस को देख के सीखते हैं, वही कल्चर फॉलो करते हैं। ठीक है, लेकिन ये टू सम एक्सटेंट इट इज करेक्ट, बट ऑलवेज इट इज नॉट करेक्ट। Always it is not correct. Okay. Now along with that, Skene has also given certain type of levels in order to discuss about this what we say corporate culture। ये बोलता है कि जो corporate culture होता है ना, so corporate culture 3 levels पे decide होता है। First one is called as the artifacts। See, artifacts are nothing but those aspects of the corporate culture that can easily be seen। ओके, ऐसा कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर का कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स होता है जो बाहर दिखता है, जैसे कि पीपल का जो ड्रेस कोड होता है वो बाहर दिखता है, वो दिखने से पता चलता है कि कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर ऐसा है करके। लेकिन लेकिन उसी कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर के अंदर कुछ ऐसे चीज होता है जो बाहर दिखता नहीं है, जो बाहर दिखता नहीं है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल से द लॉयल्टी ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज, इट इज नॉट सीन एनीवेयर आउटसाइड, बट वेन एवर द सिचुएशन कम्स, इफ यू आर रियली हैविंग दैट स्पिरिट, देन इट विल कम आउट, द लॉयल्टी स्पिरिट विल कम आउट। ओके, इसलिए ये बोलता है कि जो कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर होता है ना, वहां पे आर्टिफैक्ट्स होता है विच इज नथिंग बट विच इज सीन आउटसाइड। ठीक है। एंड नेक्स्ट, एस्पोज्ड वैल्यूज। एस्पोज्ड वैल्यूज का मतलब क्या होता है कि there are certain type of themes inside the organization, certain goals inside the organization, so where we can understand the culture। जैसे कि if you in some organizations if you ask any employee, they will be telling the same thing। Okay, for example say the leaders have communicated to a new, for example there is a startup, there is a startup। ना स्टार्टअप तो उतना बड़ा कंपनी है ही नहीं, सो वहां पे नेगेटिव एनर्जी नहीं आने के लिए लीडर्स, इफ दे हैव सेड दैट यस never give up, like I mentioned in my pdfs, never give up। Okay, see that is nothing but the tone or the slogan that is given by the top level management। Here itself you can understand that how the top level management is committed toward these type of roles। Okay, so exposed values hota hai, these are the strategies and the goals of your organization including the company slogans, where we can find out the what corporate culture। And the last one is the basic assumptions and the values, the basic assumptions and the values। Okay, so these are very very difficult to identify। जैसे मैंने कहा था कि the what we say the loyalty of the employees you can't see out। why? Because these are the values developed inside the person who is working inside the company। so स्केन ये बोलता है कि जो तुम्हारा कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर होता है ना, उसमें एक आर्टिफैक्ट्स होता है, दूसरा एक्सपोज्ड वैल्यूज होता है, एंड तीसरा बेसिक assumptions and values होता है, based upon which your corporate culture has been formed। okay beta, have you all understood? So this is very important, you need to remember these 3 words: artifacts, exposed values, and basic assumptions and values। okay, these are what the different levels or the different themes that has been given by Skene। who is Skene? Skene is nothing but a management theorist। okay, have you all understood this? And then next comes handy। नेक्स्ट कम्स हैंडी। सी, हैंडी ये बोलता है कि देखो, तुम्हारा कंपनी में जो भी कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर होता है ना, दीज आर ड्रिवन बाय सर्टेन टाइप ऑफ कल्चर्स। जैसे कि द फर्स्ट वन इज मेंशनिंग दैट पावर कल्चर। पावर कल्चर, देखो पावर कल्चर क्या होता है कि देर आर सम पर्सन इनसाइड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन who are having a lot of power to exert on their staff and they create a culture. Okay, जैसे कि सी फॉर एग्जाम्पल, where it is, भाई क्या हुआ, why the pointer is not working, just a minute, is it working now? Yeah, it's working now. तो चलो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन ए स्मॉल ओनर मैनेज्ड बिजनेस द ओनर में strive to maintain the absolute control over the subordinates. स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में क्या होता है, पावर कल्चर होता है, मतलब मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ओनर को डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल होता है एम्प्लॉयज के ऊपर, राइट, इन दैट केस ही कैन इन्फ्लुएंस हिज सबऑर्डिनेट्स, उनका जो खुद का कल्चर है वो कल्चर डेवलप होने के लिए वो कर सकता है. दे मे बी फ्यू प्रोड्यूसर्स, sorry, there may be few procedures and the rules of a formal kind of the staff taken direction directly from the owners. Okay, एंड नेक्स्ट और एक कल्चर होता है कंपनीज में कॉल्ड एज रोल कल्चर. ओके, सो इसलिए देखो यहाँ पे जो पावर कल्चर बोलते हैं ना, यहाँ पे डिनोटेड बाय द ग्रीक गॉड ज्यूस. ग्रीक गॉड ज्यूस इज वन ऑफ द पावरफुल गॉड्स इन द ग्रीक हिस्ट्री. जैसे हमारा देवताएं हैं ना, वहां वैसे ही जो ग्रीस है, ग्रीस में भी, ग्रीस करके एक देश है. ओके, एंड ग्रीस में जो भगवान होते हैं ना, उन भगवानों से सबसे ताकतवर भगवान कौन है, ज्यूस है. उससे कंपेयर किया गया है पावर कल्चर को. ठीक है बेटा. नेक्स्ट हमारा आता है रोल कल्चर. ओके, रोल कल्चर. सो रोल कल्चर क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे कल्चर कैसे मेंटेन किया जाता है, हियर दे आर गोइंग टू डिस्क्राइब द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस ऑफ, सॉरी, रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑफ एन एम्प्लॉय. अगर मैं फाइनेंस मैनेजर हूँ तो मेरा रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज डिफाइन होगा. अगर मैं वो रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को अंडरटेक करता हूँ तो अपने आप एक कल्चर बिल्ड हो जाता है मेरा फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट में. ठीक है बेटा, उसको बोलते हैं रोल कल्चर. देखो इन दिस वर्जन ऑफ कल्चर पीपल डिस्क्राइब देयर जॉब बाय द ड्यूटीज बट नॉट बाय द पर्पस. ओके, और पर्पस नहीं बोलते हैं लेकिन उनका बस जो दिया हुआ है वो काम करते हैं. सो जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शंस डेडिकेट, सॉरी, डिक्टेट the way we do the things around here. This would be seen in bureaucratic organizations where the structure determines the authority and the responsibility of the individuals, and there is a strong emphasis on hierarchy and status. एंड नेक्स्ट इट कम्स टास्क कल्चर. देखो ये वाला जो कल्चर है ना, ये वाला जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कल्चर है ना, अगर कभी भी स्टेबल एनवायरनमेंट होता है, मतलब जो बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होता है ना, इफ दे आर ऑपरेटिंग थ्रू अ स्टेबल एनवायरनमेंट, मतलब जो एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स है, इंटरनल फैक्टर्स है, उतना ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट नहीं दिखाता है, उतना ज्यादा चेंजेस नहीं होता है, देन यू कैन फॉलो स्टेबल कल्चर. इफ यू आर गोइंग थ्रू ए वाइब्रेंट कल्चर, वाइब्रेंट एनवायरनमेंट, जैसे कि अब चल रहा है कि मेनी ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर वर्किंग इन ए वाइब्रेंट एनवायरनमेंट. ओके, बाय बिकॉज स्टेट ऑफ हार्मोस इज नॉट ओपन प्रॉपरली, मतलब कभी ओपन होता है कभी बंद हो जाता है. And next there is US tensions due to and dollar depreciation, and capital markets are not that active, and Indian stock market is continuously uh, losing a lot of money. Why? Because FIS are withdrawing the money. So in this situation, the companies who are operating inside company India are undergoing through a volatile situation. In such a case, your role culture will not work out. ये काम नहीं करेगा. Okay. Next, you are having task culture. This is a type of culture. Now, here, this type of culture primarily focus on a particular task. मतलब तुमको क्या काम दिया गया है, तुम कितना काम किया, एंड उसका आउटकम क्या है. ओके. सो ये टास्क कल्चर कहाँ पे देखा जाता है? दिस टास्क कल्चर इज जनरली सीन इन आईटी कंपनीज. Whatever the work is given to you, you do that and you are done. And we can see in construction companies. Okay. So a task is given to you. Whenever you want to finish, you can finish. जैसे आईटी कंपनीज में तुमको काम दिया गया है, एक प्रोजेक्ट में काम दिया है, जब भी चाहो कंप्लीट कर दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ओके. सो देर विल नॉट बी एनी स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस कि यू नीड टू स्टे 9 to 5 और 9 to 6. नो लंच ब्रेक और हाफ एन आवर लंच ब्रेक, बैलेंस टाइम, यू शुड बी इनसाइड द कंपनी. ऐसा नहीं होता है टास्क कल्चर में. तुमको एक काम दिया, अच्छे से कर दिया, सबमिट कर दिया, ठीक है, यू कैन गो नाउ. नेक्स्ट होता है पर्सन कल्चर. सी पर्सन कल्चर क्या होता है कि जो क्या बोलते हैं, पर्सन कल्चर कैसे होता है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में कुछ ऐसे पर्सन्स होता है, उनको जो चाहिए अगर उनको सेटिस्फाई कर सकते हो तो तुम्हारा काम आसान हो जाएगा। ओके, सो दिस इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय द फैक्ट दैट इट एग्जिस्ट टू satisfy the requirements of a particular individuals involved in the organization. The person culture is to be found in a small, highly participatory organizations where individuals undertake all the duties themselves. For example, barrister in chambers. For example, a barrister in the chambers, or we can say that और वी कैन सी दिस इन केस ऑफ कंसल्टेंसी फर्म्स। ओके, ये हमको कंसल्टेंसी फर्म्स में दिखेगा, जैसे कि लॉ फर्म, सीए फर्म, सीएमए फर्म्स। वी कैन सी दैट। ओके, हैव यू ऑल अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट? ठीक है। सो हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ कल्चर्स हैज बीन हाईलाइटेड बाय हैंडी? हाउ मेनी टाइप ऑफ कल्चर्स? पावर कल्चर, रोल कल्चर, task culture, and then person culture. Four types of cultures has been highlighted. Okay, so what are they? Power culture, task culture, role culture. Where is it? हाँ, पावर कल्चर, रोल कल्चर, टास्क कल्चर एंड पर्सन कल्चर। ठीक है बेटा, पावर कल्चर, टास्क कल्चर, रोल कल्चर एंड पर्सन कल्चर। ओके, रिपीट, यू हैव रिपीटेड along with me, right? ठीक है। Now let us discuss about the next theory which has been given by Hofstede. Hofstede is saying देर आर फोर ट्रेड्स और कल्चरल डायमेंशंस। इसका मतलब ये होता है कि जो कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर होता है ना, उनका जो डायमेंशन होता है, मतलब उनका जो बिल्डअप होता है, मतलब वो कैसे बिल्डअप होता है कल्चर में। ही सेइंग दैट फोर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होता है। पहले होता है इंडिविजुअलिज्म। पहला होता है इंडिविजुअलिज्म वर्सेस कलेक्टिविज्म। सी, इंडिविजुअलिज्म होता क्या है कि दिस इंडिविजुअलिज्म इज प्राइमरीली फोकसिंग ऑन to what extent, okay, to what extent the people are integrated inside the company। मतलब अगर कोई मैं एक काम देता हूं, फॉर एग्जांपल से आई आस्क, लेट अस आई एम द फाइनेंस मैनेजर। ओके, देन यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट बेटर। Let us say I'm finance manager of the company. I asked a report called as debtors uh, um, debtors aging report. I asked for debtors aging report. Okay, actually this should be given by whom? The receivables team। ये receivables team देना चाहिए मुझे। This should have been ideally given by whom? This should have been ideally by checked by whom? Given by whom? The receivables team. Now receivable team, from where they will get this data? They should find out from the sales department. Sorry, they should get the confirmation from the accounting department कि how many debtors have done the payment। ये आना चाहिए। Okay. So whenever I give this task, now the entire team is coming together and each one of them is extracting one data and they are helping each other। इसको बोलते हैं collectivism, or it is called as integration। Individualism मतलब ये होता है कि only me, I will not interact with others। Something is given to me, I will do, otherwise I am not going to do। Okay. Now, this is one of the important factor that is going to determine the corporate culture। अगर इंटीग्रेशन होगा एम्प्लॉयज के साथ तो माना जाएगा कि वहां पे अच्छा कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर है। अगर इंडिविजुअलिज्म ज्यादा होता है, देन वी से दैट कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर इज नॉट गुड, क्योंकि ऑलवेज कलेक्टिविज्म और इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज विल इंक्रीज द एफिशिएंसी and it is good for the company। Individualism is not at all good for the business organization। Okay, everyone have understood? So you need to remember these 2 points: high individualism and low individualism। High individualism indicates what? That the staff expect to be assessed on their own achievements but not by their team। Okay, low individualism का मतलब nothing but collectivism। ओके, लो इंडिविजुअलिज्म क्या होता है, इंडिविजुअलिज्म कम हो जाता है, ग्रुप का इंपॉर्टेंस ज्यादा हो जाता है। ओके, सो विच मीन्स हियर द पीपल आर इंटरेस्टेड इन वर्किंग इन द ग्रुप्स। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट होता है अनसर्टेनिटी अवॉइडेंस इंडेक्स। अनसर्टेनिटी अवॉइडेंस इंडेक्स क्या होता है कि सी इट डील्स विद सोसाइटी टॉलरेंस फॉर अनसर्टेनिटी एंड ambiguity. Okay, example in France and Germany use the bureaucracy to reduce the uncertainty because they dislike it. क्या होता है कि अनसर्टेनिटी अवॉइडेंस इंडेक्स ये बोलता है कि सोसाइटी टॉलरेंस कैसे होता है जब कोई अनसर्टेनिटी आ जाता है। ओके, अब फॉर एग्जांपल से नाउ देयर इज अनसर्टेनिटी दैट वी डोंट नो वेदर द ऑयल प्राइसेस आर गोइंग टू कम बैक और नॉट, isn't it? Now, in this type of situation, how the society is going to tolerate this? Okay, now it entirely depends upon the type of culture that the people is having in that particular area. Now, we can see that some people are accepting it. Why? Because more more increase in petrol prices have come in the other countries. In our country, far better. We are still in control. But you can see certain part of the society, they are coming on the roads and unnecessarily they are protesting it whenever the entire world is going through it. है ना? सो इसको बोलते हैं कि सोसाइटी टॉलरेंस फॉर अनसर्टनिटी एंड एम्बिग्विटी। ओके, नाउ हाउ दिस इज लिंक्ड टू द कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर? व्हाई? बिकॉज दीज पीपल आर ओनली गोइंग टू गो टू द कंपनीज एंड वर्क देयर। अंडरस्टूड? सो यू कैन, दिस इज important, this point is important. High unavoidance acceptance culture will not like to act outside their normal job description or roles. They prefer to be directed by the management and like formal values and guidelines. ओके, सो जहां पर हाई अनसर्टनिटी अवॉइडेंस इंडेक्स कल्चर होगा, सो वहां पे जो एम्प्लॉयज है ना, दे वांट टू फॉलो द मोर फॉर्मल प्रोसीजर। ओके, and wherever you have low uncertainty avoidance cultures, and this is considered to be very very risky. Okay, high unavoidance acceptance cultures is good for the organization, and low unavoidance acceptance this framework is not good for the organization. ठीक है, एंड नेक्स्ट आता है हमारा पावर डिस्टेंस इंडेक्स। पावर डिस्टेंस इंडेक्स, ओके, सी पावर डिस्टेंस इंडेक्स क्या होता है कि the extent to which the less powerful number of organizations and the institution accept and expect that power is distributed equally. मतलब पावर डिस्टेंस ये होता है कि जो ओनर होता है एंड उसका सबऑर्डिनेट होता है, नहीं तो जो बॉस होता है, बॉस का सबऑर्डिनेट होता है, उनके अंतर में पावर डिस्टेंस कितना है, वो भी डिसाइड करता है कल्चर को। ओके, लाइक me sending my grievances to my boss is different from that of sending a grievance directly to the director of the company, है ना? You see the power distance, you see the power distance between these two persons, manager and this board of director of the company. Okay, now you need to remember again these 2 points from the exam point of view, very important. High power distance index culture expect to answer the powerful managers and do not expect to have any democratic input into the direction that are made. ओके, यहाँ पे जो पर्सन ज्यादा पावर होता है, जैसे मैंने कहा था स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, देयर यू कैन सी द पावर ऑफ द ओनर इज वेरी वेरी हाई एज कंपेयर टू द अदर बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, है ना? स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ज्यादा पावर होता है, बिग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कम पावर होता है। सिमिलरली लो this what we say, ठीक है, नाउ आई गेस इट कैन बी सीन। चलो लेट अस कंटिन्यू। सो अगर हाई पावर इंडेक्स होगा तो वो कंपनी के लिए गुड है या बैड है? इट्स नॉट गुड। ओके, so high power culture expect to answer the powerful managers and do not expect to have any democratic input into the decisions that are made. मतलब no consulting will be made for the employees, directly decision making will be done by the top level management. Low power distance index culture expect to be evolved is or involved with the decision making process and want still direct supervision by the managers. Okay, Next comes another trait or another character of this corporate culture called as masculinity versus femininity. I guess that everyone would have been very, very familiar about these words. Masculinity is nothing but uh, it is the gender of, they are talking about the gender, men gender, and then femininity is about the woman gender. Okay. Now, will this also influence the corporate culture? 100% yes. Nowadays, we can see that there is diverse workforce employed inside the company where they continuously encourage the women to participate in the business. Have you understood this? Have you understood this? So, women can also play a very, very important role in developing the corporate culture. Okay, but at the same time, there are cultural differences between men and women. Okay, there are cultural differences between men and women. Okay, maybe various reasons. Okay, done. Next, indulgence versus restraint. Indulgence versus restraint is nothing but indulgence means this type of culture allows the society to also to participate in the organizational decisions. Okay, restraint is nothing but company not agreeing with the uh, tone of the public, okay, or the society. They are not allowing the changes to happen inside the society. Okay, indulgent societies allow relatively free gratification of basic and natural human drives related to the enjoying the life and having the fun. Whereas coming to restraint, they don't allow the new policies, new procedures to come inside the company and make the changes. Okay. Next comes the formal organization and its relationship with informal organization and its relationship with formal organization. Listen, everyone. See, even though we talk about the formal organization structure, organization can never run based upon formal kyunki there are many factors where something should be shared informally. For example, say, let us say some employee want to resign the company and go away. Now, if you identify that he is going to be a very big asset to the company, do you let him go in that way? Or you can say that no, no, you have put a resignation, so we are allowing you to go. ऐसा नहीं होता है. इनफॉर्मल लैंग्वेज वहां पे यूज किया जाता है, वन टू वन बैठ के बात किया जाता है कि what has happened and what he is expecting and all. Okay, so this is called as informal communication and informal organization. Why? Because every time rules and regulations cannot be followed. Okay, have you all understood this? Now, the next question is, can the informal organization, they can be 100% informal organization? The answer is no. Only there should be some degree of informal, some degree of formal. It can't be 100% formal organization or 100% informal organization. Okay, beta. So this is all about our concept of this chapter number 3. Okay, see here you need to remember uh, three things. Three, no, not three, three things. The first one is informal and formal organization के बीच में वो relationship क्या है. And then you need to remember about this concept called as indulgence versus restraint, and then about this masculinity and femininity, and then power distance index, and then also about this individualism and collectivism. Okay, so these words meanings are very very important. यहाँ पे MCQs frame कर देंगे वो लोग. Okay, and next you need to also remember about this hosted this traits, cultural traits. Okay, that is what we have discussed. And then see, you need to remember three names. एक तो Hofstede है, second one is Handy, third one is Kane. Or if you are reading from the top, first one is Kane, and then Handy, and then Hosford. Okay. सो ये सब हॉस्फेड ने दिया, क्या दिया हॉस्फेड ने? चार चार चीजें बोली, इंडिविजुअलिज्म वर्सेस कलेक्टिविज्म, and then he is talking about uncertainty avoidance index, power distance index, and then indulgence versus constant. Okay, four things only. Okay, beta, four things. Next, Handy is talking about different types of culture. What are the four types of culture? यहाँ पे we have discussed about four types of culture. What are they? Power culture, role culture, task culture, person culture. Okay, power culture, role culture, task culture, and person culture. Okay, have you all understood this? Are you repeating along with me? And then we have discussed about this skein. skein, we have discussed about this skein components of this culture. Okay, he said artifacts, exposed values, and then about basic assumptions and values. Okay. And next we have discussed about the factors that is influencing the corporate culture, and then we discussed about the components of corporate culture. How many components of corporate culture are there? Two. What are they? Sorry, not two, three. So this is first one, the norms that guide the behavior. Second one is symbols and symbolic actions, and the third one is the shared values and the benefits. ठीक है बेटा? This is all about your chapter number 3. Very small chapter and very important chapter also. So that's all for now, and have a nice time. We'll meet again in our chapter number 4. Chapter number 4 also is going to be not that big chapter. ठीक है, small chapter. ठीक है बेटा? So if you have any doubts or anything, you please put that in the comment. Okay? Chalo. I'm winding up.